Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu have shared a journey that has remained unforgettable to many viewers. Their story began through their work together, where two talented actors created a remarkable connection on screen. What made their partnership special was not simply the characters they portrayed, but the natural warmth, trust, and emotional energy they brought into every scene. When they first came together professionally, neither could have known how strongly audiences would respond to their chemistry. Their performances felt effortless. A simple glance could communicate more than a long conversation, while a quiet smile could change the entire mood of a scene. Viewers began noticing something beautiful in the way they worked together. Barış brought a confident yet gentle presence to the screen. Elçin carried an expressive energy that could make even the smallest moment feel meaningful. Together, they created a balance that was difficult to ignore. Their characters seemed to understand each other without always needing words, and that emotional connection became one of the most memorable parts of their shared journey. Behind every successful performance, however, there is hard work. The moments that looked natural on screen required preparation, concentration, and trust between the actors. Barış and Elçin had to understand their characters, follow the story, and respond naturally to one another. Over time, that professional understanding became stronger. Their fans began to appreciate not only the fictional relationship they saw on screen, but also the respect between the two performers. Interviews, behind-the-scenes moments, and public appearances gave audiences small glimpses of their friendship and professional bond. Their smiles and comfortable conversations often became memorable moments for fans. The beauty of their journey was never about proving something dramatic. Instead, it was about the small details. A shared laugh. A supportive gesture. A moment of concentration before a scene. A smile after a difficult take. These little moments helped create the feeling that Barış and Elçin genuinely enjoyed working together. As their popularity grew, audiences became increasingly interested in their partnership. Fans wanted to see more of them together because their chemistry had become an important part of the viewing experience. Every new scene created anticipation, and every emotional moment gave viewers another reason to remember them. Their journey also demonstrated how powerful screen chemistry can be. Two actors do not necessarily need to have identical personalities or performances. Sometimes, the strongest connection comes from contrast. Barış's calm presence complemented Elçin's expressive style, allowing their scenes to feel balanced and emotionally engaging. There were moments when silence became just as important as dialogue. Their characters could stand across from each other, exchange a look, and communicate an entire emotion. For viewers, those scenes felt intimate and memorable because they seemed sincere rather than forced. Of course, the audience only sees a part of an actor's professional life. Behind the cameras are long working hours, repeated takes, preparation, and countless decisions that never appear on screen. What viewers experienced as effortless chemistry was supported by professionalism and dedication. Barış and Elçin's shared journey became especially memorable because they managed to make ordinary moments feel special. A conversation could feel romantic without becoming exaggerated. A smile could feel meaningful without requiring an explanation. Their performances invited viewers to focus on emotion rather than spectacle. For many fans, this became the heart of their appeal. They were not simply two actors appearing in the same scenes. They became a memorable screen partnership that audiences wanted to follow. Their names became naturally connected whenever viewers talked about unforgettable television chemistry. Yet perhaps the most beautiful part of their journey was the way it allowed audiences to dream. Their performances reminded viewers that love stories are often built from small moments: trust, patience, understanding, laughter, and the courage to show genuine emotion. That is why the story of Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu continues to attract attention. Their journey represents more than a collection of memorable scenes. It represents the magic that can happen when two performers understand their characters, trust one another, and create something that feels real to the audience. And as their journey continued, every new appearance together carried a familiar question in the minds of fans: could there be another unforgettable chapter waiting for them? For now, their shared story remains one of those rare entertainment journeys that audiences continue to remember, not because it was perfect, but because it created moments that felt genuine, warm, and beautifully human. As the journey of Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu continued, the attention surrounding their partnership only became stronger. The audience had already seen the warmth between them on screen, but with every new moment, viewers discovered another layer of the connection that made their performances so memorable. What stood out most was the sense of comfort between them. Great screen chemistry cannot be created by appearance alone. It requires timing, trust, patience, and an understanding of the other person's performance. Barış and Elçin seemed to develop that understanding naturally. When one actor changed the emotion of a scene, the other responded immediately, creating moments that felt spontaneous. Their journey was built through countless small experiences. Rehearsals, conversations, repeated scenes, and long days on set all contributed to their professional relationship. While viewers saw only the finished performances, those moments behind the scenes helped shape the connection that appeared in front of the camera. One of the most memorable qualities of their partnership was their ability to make emotional scenes feel natural. Instead of relying on exaggerated expressions, they often allowed subtle reactions to tell the story. A pause could create anticipation. A smile could suggest affection. A simple look could reveal uncertainty, happiness, or hope. This subtle style became one of the reasons viewers connected with them so strongly. As their characters moved through different situations, the audience followed every emotional turn. There were moments of happiness, moments of uncertainty, and moments when the characters had to make difficult choices. Through all of these scenes, Barış and Elçin maintained a chemistry that kept viewers interested. Their professional partnership also showed how important trust is between actors. When two performers trust each other, they can take creative risks. They can experiment with timing, expressions, and emotional reactions without worrying that the other person will lose the rhythm of the scene. That trust seemed to grow with every performance. Away from the fictional world, fans also noticed their friendly interactions. Public appearances sometimes produced moments that immediately caught attention. A shared laugh or a relaxed conversation could become a favorite memory for viewers who admired their partnership. But there was something important about these moments. They did not need to be dramatic to be memorable. Sometimes the simplest interactions created the strongest impression. A smile across a room could become a photograph fans remembered. A playful comment during an interview could make people laugh. A moment of mutual respect could remind audiences that successful partnerships are built not only on talent, but also on professionalism. Over time, their names became closely associated in the minds of many viewers. When people discussed memorable television couples, Barış and Elçin were often remembered for the emotional energy they created together. Their story also demonstrated the difference between fictional romance and real-life relationships. On screen, actors portray characters written by writers and shaped by directors. The emotions belong to the story. The performers bring those emotions to life through their craft. For fans, however, powerful performances can sometimes feel incredibly real. That is part of the magic of television. Barış and Elçin understood how to make viewers believe in the world their characters inhabited. Their performances encouraged audiences to become emotionally invested in the story. When their characters smiled, viewers smiled with them. When the characters faced uncertainty, the audience felt that uncertainty too. This emotional connection made their scenes stand out. As time passed, their individual careers continued to develop as well. Both actors demonstrated that they were capable of creating memorable performances beyond their shared work. Their success as individuals made their partnership even more interesting because audiences could appreciate their separate talents while still remembering the special chemistry they had created together. For many fans, this combination made their story feel different. It was not simply about two people appearing together. It was about two talented performers meeting at the right moment and creating something that audiences could connect with. There is also something timeless about a memorable screen partnership. Years can pass, new shows can appear, and new actors can become popular, but certain performances remain in people's memories. Barış and Elçin's shared moments became part of that category for many viewers. Fans continued to revisit old scenes, photographs, interviews, and memorable moments. Each time they returned to those memories, they discovered something familiar, the natural rhythm between the two actors. Perhaps that is why their journey continued to inspire so much curiosity. People wondered what made their chemistry so convincing. Was it their personalities? Their acting styles? Their timing? Or simply the fact that they understood how to bring emotion into the smallest details? Maybe it was a combination of everything. The most beautiful stories are not always created through grand gestures. Sometimes they grow quietly through countless ordinary moments. That idea perfectly describes what made Barış and Elçin's screen journey so memorable. Their partnership became a reminder that connection does not always need to be explained. Sometimes audiences simply feel it. And whenever Barış and Elçin appeared together,